Yo, what's up? It's Chris Simms Unbuttoned, and always happy to have the man from PointsBet Sportsbook, Jay Croucher, gonna lead us all into hopefully making some more money. That's what we like. Jay, how you doing, buddy? Everything good in your world?
Doing good, Chris. Looking forward to talking some football.
All right, great. Let's get into it. I think there's two big topics I'd want to hit on this week. I mean, there's the Tennessee Titans with Derrick Henry and that injury, and then, of course, Aaron Rodgers with COVID-19. We're going to kind of hit on both of those football games. Interesting matchups, interesting angles. Sunday Night Football. We got Tennessee Titans versus the Los Angeles Rams. Rams favored by 7.5. And here's the first question I want to ask you. You know, we saw the line move aggressively for no Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. You know, Derrick Henry is the Aaron Rodgers of the Tennessee Titans. Your thoughts on why that spread only went from 6-point Rams favorite to 7.5-point Rams favorite, even though there's no Derrick Henry?
So we just probably don't think that Derrick Henry is as valuable to the Titans as the public does. We think Derrick Henry is excellent. I think he's the best running back in the league. He is extremely valuable, but we think that Ryan Tannehill is the most valuable player on that Titans offense. And if, you think about it as though Henry was playing and Tannehill was out, then this line would be double digits. We think that Henry is worth, that 1.5 points that moved from 6 to 7.5. We think Tannehill is worth 3 times that at least, just because the quarterback position is so much more valuable. And look, Henry's value ties into Tannehill as well. Tannehill's going to be worse without Henry, the threat of him, play action, everything that comes off of that. But, Tannehill is an above average quarterback. And if they were to lose him, then their season would be basically done. Without Henry, they still have Tannehill, they still have AJ Brown, Julio Jones, they still have weapons.
Right.
And also there is the possibility too that, this will get them into more efficient play calling where, with Henry, they run the ball 50% of the time on first down. Whereas, the best offenses in the league, like the Rams and the Bucks, they're more at 30%. They're throwing on first down, which everything that we have says is a more efficient way to play offense. So there's a lot going on here, and Henry going down definitely makes the Titans worse, but probably not as worse as most people think, at least in our eyes.
Well, is Derrick Henry the biggest line mover as far as running backs are concerned in the NFL? I mean, I don't mean to catch you off guard here, but I mean, I would think he's at least at the top of, or close to the top of the list when it comes to that.
He is. He's number one.
Yeah.
And the other situation is in Cleveland, where, when Chubb and Kareem Hunt went down, then that was a significant line movement as well. But that's 2 guys, and Henry's 1. And, when you look at, say, Dalvin Cook, the drop from him to Madison, we think that barely matters to the line at all. Whereas Henry has moved the line 1.5 points. And, even though I might be sounding negative about Henry and his value, for us, that's a really significant line movement for a running back, and it just shows, how important Henry is.
Yeah, no, it is a significant line movement. There's no doubt. I guess I was expecting a little bit more because they are so run game centric to what you're talking about. But I understand your angle of saying this might make the offense a little more expansive, a little more dangerous in some ways. Hey, I like the Titans defense. That's been playing really good as of late. So they're going to be able to give the Rams some issues. I don't doubt that. Now, the Rams offense, like you said, is special and can do a lot of different stuff. The Titans, I'm very happy to hear you say that about Ryan Tannehill. I feel like he is a little underrated in the common football fans' eyes for a lot of for reasons I don't know. I'm guessing because of back of his days with the Miami Dolphins. But he is a very capable, got an explosive arm. They don't throw a lot of dink and dunk passes. They're aggressive in the pass game. Here's my question mark, or at least my assessment. I got to see the Titans' pass game stand alone by itself a little bit first. I know Mike Vrabel and company will stay patient with the run no matter who's at running back, but what I do look at is I don't think defenses will go as all in on stopping the run because they're not going to be scared of Derrick Henry smashing it in there for 5 yards or Derrick Henry off to the races for an 80-yard touchdown. To me, that's where it changes the dynamic, and I'm going to be interested to see how it plays out on Sunday night because we don't have enough evidence yet. Julio Jones being a little banged up, being in and out of the lineup certainly hurts that. But, Todd Downing, new offensive coordinator for the Titans. I'm not ready to say he's Arthur Smith, who's now the new head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, right, Jay? And that's, to me, the big question. Can this passing game kind of stand on its own 2 feet with, like what you said, without the threat of Derrick Henry? That to me is the big question there, no doubt about that.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right, is that we're going to learn so much about Ryan Tannehill and whether, Derrick Henry's success is largely linked to Tannehill and the threat of Tannehill, being able to, expand their passing game, or whether Tannehill's success, and he's been excellent since he got to Tennessee, is linked to the threat of Henry. And just the thought that, like you said, that, the Titans are going to run Henry so much that when Tannehill passes, it's almost a surprise every time Tennessee throws the ball.
I know.
And whether defenses play into that as well. I think we're going to learn a lot about Tannehill, but there is definitely some upside for the Titans with throwing the ball more. And so their season definitely isn't over.
Yeah, no, it's not. They need Julio Jones to get healthy. The other thing I'll say about the pass game there, it's too A.J. Brown-centric. Team like the Rams with Jalen Ramsey, he can match up. They can do different things to take him away. Prove to me, if Julio's not in the lineup, who else can they throw to? I think that's the big thing, too. I have less questions about Ryan Tannehill as a football X's and O's guy, Jay. I have more questions about the offensive scheme itself, and can that handle life without Derrick Henry? So good conversation, something to watch out for Sunday Night Football. You made a lot of great points there. Now, let's go to the other one that's breaking my heart, because Rodgers and Mahomes are my 2 favorite quarterbacks. Maybe Josh Allen's involved in that conversation too. I've been dying to watch those 2 play. That line this week went from the Packers being a 1-point favorite to now a 7.5-point underdog. So kind of just lay that out there for us to what Aaron Rodgers means to Green Bay and the NFL.
Yeah, so this is about as big as a line movement as you'll see. We think the drop from Rodgers to Love is almost the biggest in the league in terms of, how much we're going to move the spread. The only situation where we would move it more than this is going from Lamar Jackson to Tyler Huntley.
Ooh.
We think that is the biggest drop, but then Jordan Love from Aaron Rodgers, that's the second biggest. It's funny, we would have put Dak Prescott to Cooper Rush in that conversation last week, but apparently Cooper Rush is the second coming of Joe Montana. So that gap has definitely lessened. But Rodgers to Love. At the same time, though, this is about as good as an integration and get into the NFL as possible for Jordan Love going up against that Kansas City defense. Playing an Arrowhead your first start isn't ideal, but this Kansas City defense is terrible and has been terrible all season. So Jordan Love, he's still got weapons. I'm sure they're going to lean on the run game a lot, but, obviously not having Aaron Rodgers on the field is going to hurt them. And I feel bad for the people that took Green Bay early in the week thinking that they were going to war with Aaron Rodgers, and instead they go to war with Jordan Love.
Yeah, it's definitely a game changer. I see the logic there. There's no doubt about that. Cooper Rush got to play that Vikings defense. That certainly helped him out a little bit. And you're right, Jordan Love's getting to go against a Chiefs defense. No doubt. It's been bad all year. I will say this. I think the last 3 weeks, Chiefs defense been a little bit better. Against Washington football team, even the 27-3 loss against the Tennessee Titans, it was 29 rushes for 86 yards with Derrick Henry. So I guess what I'm trying to say, and then, again, they dominated in the run game last week, but that's the Giants. They're not very good. What I'm guessing is going to be a lot of pressure on Jordan Love. I understand the line moving this much because, of course, Rodgers is one of the most talented quarterbacks ever, still one of the most talented quarterbacks in the game now, and really his great value that I always see, and is just the fact that he can get their offense in the right play all the time. Oh, you're going to play this defense? Well, I'll check to this play at the line of scrimmage. They're not going to have that luxury with Jordan Love. And I think they are going to rely on that run game that you're talking about. That's pretty good. There's no doubt about it. But I think with Kansas City not having to worry about as much in the pass game, I can see them slowing down that run game to where Green Bay can't rely on that too much on the road, crowd noise. Jordan Love's going to have to make some plays. Very interesting angle there. I forgot where I wanted to go there with that, but either way, we got Jordan Love making his first career start. And here's the last thing I want to say, because everything I laid out there kind of said well, you should go with the Chiefs, no doubt about it. What does PointsBet Sportsbook think of the Chiefs offense right now? I mean, that to me is another part of this equation to where, man, they're struggling. Mahomes is struggling. Everybody's struggling on that side of the ball right now.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because, you go from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. You would think that the Green Bay offense would be the most interesting side of the ball. But
Right.
for us, it's more the Kansas City offense that's more interesting, which is a bizarre thing to say because
Right.
they've been the most rock solid, consistent thing in football for 3 years now. But, this Kansas City offense is just impossible to figure out where, they start the season playing incredibly efficiently and just being undone by random turnovers, just passes going off hands. And we thought that would just regress and that the turnovers would go down and Kansas City would go back to being the best offense in the league.
Right.
And they've had these 2 weeks against Tennessee, who are definitely playing better on defense, but, they're not the Rams defense, the Steelers defense of last year, these elite defenses. They should be relatively easy for Patrick Mahomes to score against. And then they score 3 points. And then against the Giants, which is another get-well spot, they also struggle.
Yes.
So we're still trying to figure out the Chiefs. We're still really trying to figure out that whole AFC West and who exactly should be favorite. So again, the Packers defense is solid. It's not amazing.
Right.
In previous years, this would be, Kansas City, you pencil them in for 30 plus. But yeah, I think this will be another really interesting data point just to see whether, this Kansas City offense belongs in the top tier, with the Rams, with the Bucs, as we all expected it would be before the season.
Yeah, no, I'm not expecting that either. I think you make some great points there. And that to me, we questioned Jordan Love, no doubt about it. But I could see the Packers defense allowing them to hang around a little bit because, like you said, Chiefs aren't hitting on all cylinders. They seem to make a handful of mistakes every game to where you go, what is going on in Kansas City? Going to be interesting to see how it all shakes out on Sunday. We got 2 good ones right there, and actually 3 good ones because you're a good one. All right, Jay? You are the man. All right, keep kicking butt. I'll be back with you next week. We'll hit on another 2 big-time subjects, but appreciate all your knowledge and appreciate PointsBet Sportsbooks. You guys are pretty damn good out there. Keep it up, man. I'll see you.
Thanks, Chris.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.